type of work. Does your work have a lot of intellectual property associated with it? I happen to have worked with a large engine manufacturer locally, whose name I won't disclose. We had a delivery center and actually a repair center in southeastern country. It was really nice that we were developing and repairing components. Halfway through the implementation of a major ERP, we found out that the guys were actually hiring Chinese nationals, and we didn't have any information that they were. We closed down the entire operation, basically restructured the entire database, and got rid of all the Chinese workforce before we brought it back up again. It happens. It's real. I know. I've been through that fire drill in the past. SMEs, subject matter expertise. Every large offshore firm develops subject matter expertise here locally. They gain a tremendous amount of information from us when we're clients. And it's very important. If your SMEs are onshore, again, maybe rural options may be the right thing for you. But if you've already gone through the transition and all your subject matter experts are in China and India, Eastern Europe, it may not be the right decision. Time to productivity, I think Don went through a lot of that. There's a tremendous amount of hidden costs associated with this. I'm one of these Lean Six Sigma black belts trained in doing this stuff on an ongoing basis, and part of my job was to make sure that operations were in fact running smoothly for 3 different Fortune 500 companies. It takes time. When you take a look at the transition costs, which may in fact involve a third party who helps you move it, and those third parties don't come cheap, and I don't know if there are any keen guys still left here in the room. They charge money to help you do that. Sometimes it's as much as 20% of what you're going to pay for year 1 operations. So it'll be first year, end of first year, maybe well into the second year before you actually see any benefits. You don't tend to see that in rural America. Make versus buy. Do you have, or is there a viable rural alternative already out there that you can buy as a service? Obviously, we're here because we've got 2 firms that think there are. But if, in fact, you decide to make, you have to make a couple of basic decisions, one of which is very similar. Are you going to be a brick and mortar type of business? The East Liverpool facility is beautiful. Or are you going to be a virtual business? As more people telecommute, again, it's kind of like when you started a business model, what's the foundation of that business and what do you see? If it's going to be brick and mortar, chances are there'll be a little bit additional cost associated with that. If it's virtual, there's a whole set of processes that have to be put into place that are different to manage and engage and deliver virtual workforce. Last but not least, and we've spent a lot of time talking about this, is incentives matter. If you're really heavy into the rural game, you have to understand an incentive structure. Do you have community engagement? Regardless of where you go, whether you put in a brick and mortar facility or whether you do it virtually, you need to know your community. Because in reality, that's your source of income. That's your talent. Also, it's the source of potentially additional revenues that you will get through various communities here. Tax abatements, 40% is not an unusual number. We were talking about the state of Maine recently who decided that they were going to invest in rural sourcing and put together a nonprofit organization to support it and to encourage it. One of the encouragements are tax abatements, and I believe it's greater than 40%. Cash infusion, dollars per job. Now, again, businesses are out here. People are willing to actually lay down cash if you hire someone for 6 months to 12 months and hire them in their state and their location. Again, when you take a look at the total cost of ownership, it's cost minus cash. Philanthropy. I'm sure Don can tell you about East Liverpool. People in small communities, a couple of things you'll find out is people who used to own land 10 and 20 years ago and sold them off for small developments in small communities, made pretty decent money on that land. That people have actually decided to plow back into the community. So depending on where you are, you may in fact, and how well you know your community, not only can you potentially get some assistance from the community, but from the people within the community as well. And last but not least, local sponsors. If you are engaged in the rural world, you really want to know who the government is, who the political people are in that area, state representatives, councilmen, because in reality that is part and parcel of this business. We are in this business to try to offer a service to a client at a positive revenue point. Understanding and knowing your local representatives, working with them, presents other opportunities for you as a business to actually improve your bottom line. So again, is rural sourcing right for you? A whole bunch of decisions or factors have to focus on any decision. To be honest with you, rural labor is less expensive than urban labor, but if you're going to go offshore, you're not likely going to find the $8 to $12 programmer in rural America. It's not there. However, if you factor in the cost of transition, the time it takes to become productive, overall operation, the cost of failure and issues, and some of the other hidden costs and or opportunities, hopefully you'll find rural America to be a viable option for you. So, hopefully in summary, rural onshoring is not about farming anymore. We like to think that rural sourcing is not only low cost, but high quality delivery capability. We think we can compete with offshore, and the fact that we have two very different businesses engaged in this because we think there's a profit, I think may give some substantiation to that fact. True productivity, not only the total cost of ownership, but also how long is it going to take it for you to actually turn a profit, total time and productivity. And we can find the skills. Again, legacy skills, depending on the age and the type, are very difficult to find offshore. We can find them here. Likewise, new skills in Ohio, as well as across various rural areas across the country. So, if you're interested in any additional information, as we said earlier, Connie will have this posted on the circuit website. There are two links in the prezo that will send you to presentations and numerous white papers. You're more than welcome to take a look at those. Both Don and myself, thank you for your attendance, and we're open to... Oh, Deb.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
I was going to ask about, in particular about Ohio or the upper Midwest. Are the universities, can you talk more about maybe, are the universities open to this? Are they playing an active role with you, or is it more of a
absolutely
passive role?
Absolutely. In the locations that we choose, when you choose a location, obviously what you're looking for is an area that's friendly to you. We have great relationships with the technical colleges and universities. In fact, a lot of our folks are like to live in areas near universities. East Liverpool is not that far from Athens.
Not that far from Pittsburgh, and in East Liverpool, Marty had mentioned some philanthropy work that took place there. The reason we have that location is in East Liverpool, there was a substantial investment in establishing a technical college in that little town. So we can build the talent that we're looking for, and it's a non-profit, IT, certification-oriented technical school.
Yeah.
So
in our case, we have a facility in something called Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Okay, I'm not sure there are even two rivers in Wisconsin, but literally it's a small community that's on Lake Michigan. It's on the western shore of Lake Michigan. Beautiful location, a very strong, vibrant technical community college. Universities within Wisconsin, the tech communities are very well interlinked. So through that local area, we're able to actually attract talent, retrain people, and get some of the critical skills that we're looking for, Jim,